The truth is, you don't lack confidence. You lack proof. And no one tells you this, but confidence isn't something you wait to feel. It's something you generate instantly through a very specific habit. That's why you've seen women who aren't the prettiest, smartest, or most qualified walk into rooms like they own them. Meanwhile, you're second-guessing texts, overthinking decisions, and asking yourself, why do I feel so small even when I know I'm capable? Here's the problem. Most women are trying to think their way into confidence. Affirmations, pep talks, vision boards. But psychology proves confidence doesn't come from positive thinking. It comes from self-trust in action. And once you build that trust, your posture changes. Your voice steadies. Your presence becomes undeniable. In this video, you're going to learn the one habit that instantly raises your confidence. Not in a fake loud way, but in that quiet, magnetic, don't need approval way. The kind of confidence that makes people listen when you speak and respect you without you asking. So let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Principle 1. Radical self-trust in micro moments. Most people think confidence comes from big wins, promotions, glow-ups, public praise. But actually, confidence is built in the smallest, most invisible moments. Studies show self-trust is one of the strongest predictors of long-term confidence. Psychologically, when you keep promises to yourself, your brain records evidence. I can rely on me. And once your brain believes that, confidence skyrockets instantly. Here's where most women sabotage themselves. You get a gut feeling, don't text him back yet. You ignore it. You tell yourself you're overthinking. You want to leave a room. You stay to be polite. You want to speak up in a meeting. You stay quiet. Every time you betray that inner signal, your nervous system learns one thing. Your voice doesn't matter. Now contrast that with confident women. Think Megan Fox energy or Anne Hathaway's quiet authority. They don't explain themselves excessively. They trust their internal cues. And that's why their presence feels grounded, not needy. This works because psychologically, confidence isn't loudness. It's internal congruence. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions align, your body language automatically changes. Shoulders back. Slower movements. Steadier eye contact. You literally look confident because you are no longer at war with yourself. Here's how to build this habit immediately. React on one gut instinct per day, even if it feels uncomfortable. Stop over-explaining decisions that feel right to you. Pause before responding instead of reacting instantly. Say no once a day without justifying it. Do the thing you said you'd do. Especially when no one is watching. Now, this is important. Confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from consistency. Every micro moment of self-trust compounds. And once you master this habit, something powerful happens. You stop seeking validation because you already have it internally. But here's the thing. Self-trust alone isn't enough if you're still leaking confidence socially. Which brings us to the next principle. Quick pause. If this just clicked for you, you're exactly who this channel is for. If you want more psychology-backed habits that actually change how you show up, not just how you think, make sure you're subscribed to Magnetic Her. And tell me in the comments, what's one small moment where you know you've been betraying your intuition? Just one. Awareness is where confidence starts. Principle 2. Eliminate confidence leaks by controlling your responses. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your confidence isn't disappearing. It's leaking. And it leaks through your reactions. Research proves that people with high confidence aren't more dominant. They're more emotionally regulated. Psychologically, confidence is strongly linked to response control, not reaction speed. The woman who pauses before speaking is perceived as more powerful than the woman who rushes to fill silence. But most women do the opposite. You over-explain your choices. You laugh nervously to soften your words. You respond instantly to messages to avoid seeming difficult. While most people think being agreeable makes you likable, it actually signals neediness. And neediness quietly erodes confidence, both in how others see you and how you see yourself. Think about Rachel McAdams' energy. Calm, unrushed, unbothered. She doesn't perform for approval. She allows space. That space is what creates authority. This works because psychologically, silence and restraint trigger status attribution. When you don't rush, your brain and everyone else's assumes you don't need anything. And nothing is more confidence-boosting than knowing you are self-sufficient emotionally. Now ask yourself, how often do you react instead of choose? Every time you pause, you reclaim power. Every time you don't explain, you reinforce self-worth. Confidence skyrockets not because you're doing more, but because you're doing less on purpose. Here's how to stop confidence leaks immediately. Pause for 3 seconds before responding in conversations. Replace explanations with statements. This works better for me. Let silence exist without rushing to fill it. Slow your speech by 10. Literally, I respond when calm, not when triggered. But here's the thing. Once you stop leaking confidence, you'll notice something wild. People start adjusting to you. They listen more closely. They respect your boundaries without resistance. And that's when confidence stops being something you practice and starts being something you radiate. Which leads directly to the next principle, the one that locks this confidence in permanently. Principle 3, stop performing. Start assuming you belong. But here's the thing. Even women who trust themselves and control their reactions still lose confidence if they're performing for acceptance. Most people think confidence comes from being impressive, but actually, confidence comes from belonging without auditioning. Psychology calls this the assumed status effect. When you act as if you already belong in a room, people subconsciously accept that premise. Your brain mirrors what you project. If you feel like a guest, you behave like one. If you feel like you belong, your body language signals ownership. This is why Anne Hathaway can walk into elite spaces without shrinking. She doesn't prove her worth. She assumes it. An assumption is powerful because it removes desperation. No validation seeking. No self-monitoring. No performance anxiety. We've all been in that situation where you walk into a room and instantly scan for approval. Do I look okay? Am I saying the right thing? That internal performance kills confidence because your focus is outward instead of grounded. This works because psychologically, confidence is self-referencing, not socially referenced. The moment you stop checking how you're being perceived, you become more compelling. Now this is important. You don't need permission to belong. Belonging is a decision, not an invitation. Here's how to lock this habit in immediately. Enter room slowly, like you expect to be there. Speak last when possible. Not first, not fastest. Drop excessive smiling that seeks reassurance. Sit comfortably, not cautiously. Take up natural space. I assume interest instead of trying to earn it. The moment you stop performing, your nervous system relaxes. And relaxed energy is confident energy. This is when people lean in, not because you're loud, but because you're grounded. Now that you've built self-trust, stopped confidence leaks, and assumed belonging, there's one final step, tying it all together so this confidence becomes automatic. So here's the final takeaway. Confidence isn't a personality trait you're born with. It's a habit you practice daily, and once you understand that, everything changes. First, you learn that confidence skyrockets when you build radical self-trust in micro moments. Every time you listen to your gut and keep promises to yourself, your brain collects proof that you are reliable, and that creates unshakable confidence. Second, you eliminated confidence leaks by controlling your responses instead of reacting emotionally. When you pause, speak slower, and stop over-explaining, you communicate self-worth without saying a word. Third, you stopped performing and started assuming you belong. The moment you decided you don't need to audition for acceptance, your energy shifted from needy to grounded, and people responded accordingly. This is how confident women are built. Not through hype, not through pretending, but through alignment, restraint, and self-assumption. And once these habits lock in, confidence stops being something you work on, it becomes who you are. If this video shifted something in you, don't just watch, commit. Subscribe to Magnetic Her because this isn't motivation content. This is where confident women are built, habit by habit, mindset by mindset. And before you go, comment this: I trust myself. Not for me, for you. Because the woman you're becoming starts believing it the moment you say it. This was Magnetic Her. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any recommendations for my future videos, let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And until the next video, stay confident, smart, and glowing.